Hi, my name is K. Monika. I am from Andhra Pradesh, India. Thank you, Acharya Enjiranga Agriculture University, for providing me a great opportunity to participate in this International Undergraduate Inbound Credit Mobility Program, which is being held at UMK, Malaysia, which is organized by Faculty of Agro-Based Industry. My personal information, my name is Kondal Monica. My education qualification is 4th year BSc Honors Community Science. My field supervisor is Dr. Fatima Kayat. Training assigned is plant tissue culture and duration is for 1 month. Arrival at UMK. We reached to UMK City Campus Kotabaru, where we had our welcoming ceremony at 14 February, and next day 15 February we reached to UMK Jelly Campus and started our training. So here you can see, here we are having opening ceremony at UMK Kotabaru, and here we reach to UMK Jelly. So my location is here tissue culture lab, and here is orchids nursery. And let me tell you a few words about orchids and its specialty. Orchids are epiphyte plants which can absorb the moisture and nutrients from the atmosphere and grow into a massive plant and produce beautiful flowers. Orchids make up one of the largest and most diverse groups of flowering plants in the world. The orchid family includes more than 225,000 individual species that come from every continent. But the propagation of orchid is really difficult due to its seeds. The seeds need very hard conditions to grow. So its propagation is really difficult. Uh, Due to which the propagation is mainly done on basis of tissue culture for these orchids. So here from around 45 years, the tissue culture technique is being used for producing large scale propagation, rapid and large scale propagation of these orchids, and is also used for conservation of orchids from not being extended from this world. So here you can see some species of orchids, like you can see Oncidium, Dendrobium, and other species. So my project was on tissue culture on orchid. The orchid for which I have to do tissue culture is Oncidium. Here you can see in this slide, it is representing the Orchidium. Next, I would like to say few things, and I want to give information about what is Oncidium. So Oncidium is commonly known as golden dancing lady orchid. So common name is golden dancing lady orchid, as its flower looks alike. So botanical name is Oncidium, and family, it belongs to the family of Orchidae. Plant type is perennial. Mature size is it can grow up 1.5 feet to 10 feet tall and 1 to 2 feet wide, and sun exposure is partial. Soil type should be well drained. Soil pH is acidic. Bloom time is during fall, and flower color variation can be from yellow, pink, red, green, and purple. So let me tell you what is tissue culture. Tissue culture is a collection of technique used to maintain or grow plant cells, tissues, or organs under sterile condition on a nutrient culture media of known composition. So tissue culture is widely used to produce clone of plant in method known as micropropagation. So tissue culture is also known as micropropagation. In other words, it is an experimental technique through which a mass of cells is produced from an tissue. So tissue culture is used for rapid and large propagation of any plants, or mainly plants such as orchids. So laboratory of tissue culture mainly consists of aseptic room, growth room, media preparation room, storage room, and washing room. So stages of Micropropagation, or you can say tissue culture, involves stage 0 involves selection and cultivation of stock plants. Stage 2 involves initiation and establishment. Stage 2 involves multiplication. Stage 3 involves rooting. Stage 4 involves acclimatization. So this is process of tissue culture: initiation, multiplication, rooting, shooting, and hardening. So first is selection and cultivation of stock plants. So while during selection of stock plants, you should be careful that they are disease free. They have some limitations, like they should not be contaminated, so the further process will be successful. So this is initiation and establishment. Here in initiation and establishment, first you should ensure that it is done in aseptic environment, and explant should be sterilized, and explant should be transferred into in vitro culture. And the explant material mainly are single cells from the plants, small pieces of plant tissues, apical meristem, undifferentiated cell mass. And explant must be completely sterile so that we can avoid complete contamination. We should avoid it. So second stage is multiplication. Here in multiplication, we require multiplication media, multiplication, elongation, and rooting medias. So here we can see that we will do media preparation here in this stage. So media preparation mainly, so multiplication media mainly consists of MS media plus PGRs. So MS media is used during this tissue culture, that is known as Murshinj and Murshinj and Shong media composition. In Murshinj and Shong media composition, there is water, carbon source, micronutrients, macronutrients, iron source, vitamins, and gelling agents, and plus the required PGR composition. Like how much PGR you require for that species, you can add to it. For my species, I require around 0 mg, 0 mg per ml. So I have been added here. And for elongation media also you can see, but for elongation media you don't require any PGRs. And for rooting media you require activated charcoal and also PGR, um, that PGRs, so that it can promote the growth. So this is a media preparation at laboratory for onsedia. And after preparation of media, it should be sterilized. It should go under the process known as sterilization. The sterilization should be done in autoclave machine. The autoclaving should be done at 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. And then under multiplication stage we have subculturing. Let me tell you what does subculture mean. A subculture is a new cell or biological culture made by transferring some or all cells from a previous culture to fresh growth media. This action is called subculturing or passaging the cells. So here the plantlets are being transferred after 5 to 7 weeks of culturing to new media, so that they can develop and develop into better or healthy plants, and they can have more growth, so that they can further go into acclimatization. So subculturing should be done under very aseptic conditions, where a user should consume gloves and masks is compulsory to avoid contamination, bacterial contamination or fungus contamination. And it should be always done under uh, laminar flow. It should be done inside the laminar flow. And micro bead sterilizer should be used, so that they are always being they can avoid contamination. The instruments used during subculture can be avoided contamination. And autoclaved instruments such as forceps, plates, petri dish, and other material only should be used. Without autoclaved, there should be no equipment used inside the laminar flow. and there should be a frequent usage of ethanol to avoid contamination. So this is the subculturing on sodium. And in multiplication, the environmental conditions should be very specific. So light quantity, moisture needed, and type of nutrient should be very carefully chosen and provided to the subcultured plantlets or explants, we can say. So in stage 3 is generally rooting, where the plantlets are transferred to rooting media. The rooting media, as I have mentioned before, rooting media consists MS media plus growth regulators so that they can produce roots. In acclimatization, plantlets transfer to sterile potting media. Acclimatization such occurs. So they are transferred to potting media, and here roots are washed to remove the stage 3 media. So they are carefully washed under water, running water, to remove this media, and they are being acclimatized. This is the whole process of tissue culture. So when it comes to our activities as at nursery management, first we were so first thing we have done in our nursery management is preparation of planting nutritive media, and hardening of acclimatized plants. So we have prepared nutritive media and we have acclimatized the plants. Next, it was all about weeding. So we in nursery management, it is very important that we should remove all the weeds and maintain and provide the plants a proper place to develop and have a healthy growth so that they can produce a beautiful flowers as orchids provide are flowering plants, right? Then here is tying up the vanda plants. So tying up is really essential so that they can grow towards the sunlight and they can produce the flowers in a better manner. And this is we all were doing preparation, filling of pots, and planting of plants into the planting material. And this is in vivo propagation of cbdium. um, and at last we have done acclimatization of ginger by putting into the planting material and providing them some environmental conditions to grow. That's it. Thank you. I was really having a great experience here in UMK Jelly, because working with something uh, new is really fun and exciting, and the process of learning was really good. And thank you, UMK Jelly and Acharya Njiranga University.